Mayor David Faber finds the Port Townsend leader guilty of yellow journalism. Port Townsend leader editor Meredith Jordan fights back, calls Faber out. Faber says, "I'm just upset because you didn't investigate me," thereby inviting to be investigated. So now about this yellow journalism. Mayor David Faber provided some evidence, without a doubt, super sleuth evidence. Faber's been an attorney in Port Townsend since 2012, and he knows a thing or two about a thing or two. So he's going to provide the evidence that the Port Townsend leader is guilty of sensationalizing headlines and not doing any investigation. And the evidence that Mayor David Faber, well-known investigator here in these parts, provided for the guilt of sensationalism, yellow journalism, just printing stuff. You don't even know if the source is credible. You didn't investigate it. You didn't look into the facts. You didn't ask me. You didn't look at anything. Well, the investigation uncovered some serious evidence that proved that the Port Townsend leader was guilty of sensationalism. And the evidence that Faber found, undoubtedly, without a doubt, proves it. And that evidence is sensationalism from the New York Times. Oh, what do I mean? Oh, well, Mayor David Faber's evidence that the Port Townsend leader had just, put something out there so that they could, get clicks and, just sensationalize a story without the facts, without really digging into it, is a New York Times article about me where Faber didn't look at the facts. Faber deliberately left out that I won my appeal. Deliberately left out a lot of really cool and groovy things in the article. And that it was yellow journalism and a hit piece. And that I won my appeal. And it's the funniest thing to accuse Meredith Jordan, James Robinson, the Port Townsend leader, of sensationalism and yellow journalism. And his evidence is sensationalism and yellow journalism. From a cokehead named David Carr, who died of an overdose on the New York Times floor not too long after. He's credible. He's credible. Do your own homework, folks. There's been quite a few people who filed bar complaints and different complaints against Faber. And none of us are credible. None of us are appropriate or have class or clout or a resume that Faber approves of. But he does welcome a complaint against the mayor. It's just that, as long as it's from the right person and on the right topic. He said he'd be happy to have his feet held to the fire if only he identified the allegations as legitimate. So anywho, I just wanted to let you know that there is definitely evidence that the Port Townsend leader engaged in yellow journalism. And that is a New York Times article of yellow journalism.